Before we get to the Ville, what was your hoops life like growing up in the area?
Well, it's very rural. There's a lot more now than there was when eons ago when I grew up. No, I think growing up in Central PA really just helped kind of instill me as a basketball player, and now in turn me as a coach. And I never necessarily looked at it like I need to leave Pennsylvania or get out, but I think the coaching and then even the playing at Illinois first took me away. But no, I just think it's a great state, and I think there's a lot of good talent, and I think that kind of my upbringing and just where I'm from has helped me, and I think it has developed me into a better coach. But it's now also kind of the players in which I choose to look to recruit just based on where I'm from.
So what were your first thoughts when you saw that Millersville University had an open position?
I was pretty excited. We just came off of a great year out at Knox College, and I think I like the Midwest. Don't get me wrong. Went to Illinois, been in Milwaukee before, so like it's not like I haven't been there. But there's a time in which you probably will look to go home. Mom and Dad are still here. They still live in the same house, and 20 years removed, I left Waynesboro in 2003 and never came back. So I think it's the return home for me that is the big thing. Returning back to the East Coast, like I said, this brand of basketball, this state of basketball, I really enjoy. I got on campus here, and just honesty, I got on campus here and did my interview with them, and I left, and I actually drove back to Illinois, and I said, that's my job. That's the job I want.
How important is the holiday break to a team, whether it's physical or even just mental recovery?
Having, with the exception of my one assistant coach, it's 18 women. So anytime you can separate and give that ability for them to go home, and I like to say, like, rejuvenate their bodies, rejuvenate their minds, it's good, right? Like, we're putting us all in the room for 2 hours a day, 20 days, or 20 hours a week. It's rough. So I think that it'll be good mentally too, coming off of this past weekend at Erie, just like like I said, being in games and then folding and collapsing. So I think just going home, refreshing them. I'll subliminally probably send them some text messages over the holiday break just to get them thinking again. But it's important, and it's important for their bodies to rest, because once we come back, we hit like the straight PSEC schedule of Wednesday, Saturday, the rest of the way through.
What do you want to see from the Marauders as you head into the new year in the real heart of your schedule?
I don't think that they're, like our motion, our offense, our sets are not bad. It's do we do them correctly every time? We might do them correctly 3 out of the 10, and that's the problem. If we did them correctly 8 out of the 10, different product when you do that. So that'll be one thing. Defensive effort has been there and great, with the exception of some of these high numbers. We do our job, and like I said, we usually do our job for 1 or 2 or 3 quarters, and then 1 quarter we just don't do our job. And so I think putting it all together, like, can we have 4 quarters where we're effectively having good ball control while also playing the defense, the defense that we preach? And even though I'm an offensive coach, I think our defense has led us most of this year. So we're going to continue to try to work on that in those areas, and spice some things up as we head into Eastern Conference play.
Thank you, Alex, and good luck to Coach this year. If you want to see or share any of our Sunday sit-down interviews or Frenzy stories, simply go to our website, fox43.com/frenzy. Coming up in our Frenzy 5, the next in a family succession hits a milestone, and Hershey Bears head coach Todd Nelson moves up the all-time ranks. That's next when the Frenzy returns.